Hi friends, welcome to Harmony Hills Home and Garden. I'm Jenny and we live and garden here in Baltimore, Maryland, Zone 7. Today I'm excited because I'm going to be planting these two Storm Cloud Amsonia out here in my front flower border on the north side. And so I'm excited for you to come with me and let's talk about Storm Cloud Amsonia and get these in the ground. Now, I was touring the Silburn Arboretum in Baltimore, Maryland earlier this spring, right when the Amsonia was in bloom. I believe their Amsonia was a straight species, but this is a cultivar called Storm Cloud. It's from Proven Winners, and it is a beautiful plant, and I'm excited to have it in my garden. This one wants full sun to part sun. It will be getting part sun where I'm putting it. It grows 24 to 30 inches tall. Now, let's see, it says you're supposed to space them a minimum of 38 inches apart. That might change what I'm planning to do. I was going to put these two right beside each other, but maybe I won't. Maybe I'll spread them apart from each other. They're hardy from zones 4 through 9, and they bloom in the late spring or early summer. Now, these particular plants have already bloomed. I already see that the blooms are done on it, but that's okay. It'll bloom nice next year. So I'm going to be planting these Storm Cloud Amsonia. Like I said, I was going to put them about this far apart from each other, about 18 inches on center. But if they grow to be 38 inches wide over time, maybe I won't put them that close together. I was going to put one here and one here, but maybe I need to figure out a different plan. Let's take a look. I'm over here in my north front foundation bed. This is Liatris. That's the Juliet rose that's new this year, and it hasn't bloomed yet, and the deer, darn it, ate my bloom buds off of it. So it's going to be a minute before it blooms this year. So the Juliet rose will grow 4, I think, feet tall and wide. So I was hoping that I'd be able to squeeze in these Amsonia right here. Now, in the future, we'll have a stepping stone path that goes this way and that way, but I have this planting space right here that I thought would be a great spot, for the Amsonia. Another option would be to dig out this lamb's ear right here and put it in there, or maybe just plant the Amsonia in that gap right there and then plant another one of them here. Maybe that's what I'll do. Let's try that out. What if I put this there and then this one here? That's 4 feet apart or so, roughly, maybe 3.5 feet apart. How would that look? If they grow 30 to 36 inches tall and then clump up really big here, would that look too crowded on this pathway? Maybe. Would it crowd the rose too much? Maybe. Let me think. Okay, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put one back in a little bit further into the lamb's ear and then one a little bit further out, but not as far out as I had it earlier. So that's going to be my placement. Yes, I think this will be a nice placement because it's about 4 feet on center from the rose to this Amsonia. And it's about 3 to 3.5 feet on center between the two. Now the lamb's ear, it may stay, it may go, I don't know. I had to trim it back hard very recently. If it dies out there, that's fine. If it grows in there, that's fine too. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Now this spot right here is right where we put a new no-dig garden bed last year. We used the method of putting down cardboard and then compost on top of it and layers of green and brown waste. And so I'm hoping that this soil is really good now. Let's see. So far so good. Yeah, that's pretty good soil right there. It still has a clay base, but there's lots of nutrients in there. Lots of organic matter. That makes me happy. Yay. Of course, I got dirt in my shoes. All right, we're going to use Biotone starter fertilizer like I usually do, pretty much always. And we're going to plant this at the level of the soil that the pot was in. Healthy looking root system is not root bound. It's just nice and fully developed. Right in there like that. Go ahead and keep the tag just so I can remember until I get a more permanent documentation of what I've got in the garden. Tuck that right in there. Oh yeah, that's nice. Okay, spread this rest of this soil out kind of evenly. There we go. And backfill with the mulch. There we go. Nice. One down, one to go. Now, I'm expecting this soil to be way less good. And the reason is because we've pretty much only planted this lamb's ear here. As you can see, it got too wet and got ratty, and so that's why I had to cut it back. And then we had this stone path laid. And the stone path guys had to do the gravel base and all of that stuff. And so we've been putting compost and mulch on top of this soil for a few years now, but it's still pretty much just clay right underneath. Yeah. Pretty solid clay right there. Oh, I didn't pull my mulch back to save it, did I? I'm going to have to re-mulch here. Okay, so 2 Storm Cloud Amsonia planted in the north foundation border. I'm on the north side of it, actually on the, so this is the north foundation border, and this is the north end of it. And then, just to orient yourself, over here is the shrub border. We're on the curve here. So I'm really happy to have some Amsonia in the garden. I love the blue, and I think in the springtime when it's blooming blue here, that'll be a really nice addition to the garden. I often have pink and purple in the garden in the spring, and I think blue will be a nice mix into that as well. Walter's Gardens just put up a YouTube video in the past few days describing all the different types of Amsonia that they grow. And they compared them and told the differences and, pros and cons and the different features of each one. Storm Cloud is one of the Amsonia that do not really put on a spectacular fall show in terms of its leaf changing colors. There are some other Amsonia with the thinner leaves whose names I forget. Blue Star? Maybe? I don't know. There are some other Amsonia who put on a really spectacular bright yellow fall foliage show. This one, it kind of turns yellow and then falls off. It's not as spectacular as the other. However, it still will be pretty color, and it still will be gorgeous in the spring. So again, Storm Cloud Amsonia, I'm happy to have this in the garden, and I'm glad that you joined me today to talk about how to put it in and a little bit about the plant features and stuff. Do you have Storm Cloud in your garden? How does it perform for you? Or do you have a different type of Amsonia that you recommend that I put somewhere else in here? Hey, that would be a great idea. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed what you saw, and maybe hit the like or subscribe button. I'd love to have you come back and watch more videos with me as we continue to garden and fill out our home here in Baltimore, Maryland. Thanks a lot. I'll see you in another video real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.